cup of coffee. We have guest.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell
yeah.
We've got BB. We're still trying to work out the bugs on the audio stuff, so
hopefully it sounds a little better. Also, hello, I am guest.
And this is take
Yeah.
2 because we had like it sounded like we were on the mothership trying to broadcast last time.
Well, we finally figured out what it was. We had the desktop audio that was playing back what we were saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have tried to watch tutorials.
That's what happened with that one.
I had tried to watch tutorials about the OBS operating system. Some people can explain these things well, others cannot. And obviously I didn't watch the correct video, but it'll be all right. So for today's subject, this comes from Daily Mail and is by Stephen Adams, March the 18th of 2022. A 3D printed vegan nose made up of pulped softwood and a key ingredient of
That
face
shit's
cream
gonna rot right off your face.
is being developed by British scientists for people who lose their own to accidents or cancer. At the moment, surgeons must mine victims' ribs for cartilage, which they use to create the superstructure of the patient's new nose. This can often involve multiple operations in which up to 3 lower ribs are removed. Taking them out can cause long-term health problems, while the cartilage obtained is not ideal as it is less flexible and more brittle than that which makes up the nose. As a result, experts at Swansea University have created an artificial cartilage that can be 3D printed to obtain the exact shape required to suit the recipient's face. And it's made up of a nanocellulose hydrogel and, what was that other one, the acid?
Hyaluronic.
That's it. Said trainee
also used
surgeon.
in a lot of skincare products.
Yeah.
Mainly skincare products.
Yeah, and you said it came from a bacteria, didn't you?
No, that was you. That was in the thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe. It said, anyhow, this was from trainee surgeon Thomas Jovic, who has come up with the concoction. Now, notice the trainee surgeon on that.
Well, also, like, they mentioned that it's made out of plant-based material. Yeah. How is that going to hold up, and how is the human body going to react to that when it already struggles to accept other organic human tissue?
Right. I don't know. I don't know.
Like I said, it's going to rot right off their face.
It does not sound like it's going to be good.
It ain't going to do. It's going to fall right off. It's going to be like Michael Jackson, where his nose fell off right in front of people.
God. And it says, while these might sound scary, Dr. Jovic said that they were both naturally derived products. He explained, quote, nanocellulose hydrogel is basically pulped softwood, and the hyaluronic, did I get it that time?
Yeah.
Acid, which is found in lots of skin creams and facial fillers, is produced by bacteria. Both are vegan, end quote.
Well, I mean, yeah, bacteria would... well, actually, how would bacteria be vegan if it is coming from a human?
It's living.
It's not vegan.
But how would it not have traces?
Well, that's what I thought, the whole thing with that is to not consume any kind of living organism, right?
So do they not realize the body can cannibalize itself, and therefore they already failed?
Yeah.
Literally cases of the body cannibalizing itself. I mean, if you go too long without food, it literally starts to eat itself from the inside out.
Yeah, 40 days. If you go beyond 40 days without food, your body does begin to cannibalize itself. It says a biological catalyst is added to the mix, so it cures in much the same way as an epoxy resin after being 3D printed. Mr. Jovic said, quote, this results in a material that's about 10 times more flexible than natural nose cartilage, end quote.
So they want a floppy nose?
Maybe they want to make it different ways, different days.
Why do you want your nose to be more flexible? I guess to prevent it from getting broken?
If you put a straw up it, does that mean like if you blow into it, it will blow up like a balloon?
Possibly.
Like putting the surgical gloves on your head and then blowing it up, and then you look like a friggin' rooster.
I think it was Howie Mandel that did
I was
that.
thinking of those idiots that put condoms over their heads and like blow them up.
Oh, God. Anyhow, Mr. Jovic said that I think I did that about the flexible nose cartilage. That's not the end product, though. Next, cartilage cells from the patient's own body are taken, multiplied in a lab, and put in a solution. The artificial cartilage, which is in fact just a scaffold, is then bathed in this cell solution.
Wait, but didn't they already say that they took cartilage from the ribs?
That was the old method. This is
so the
before
new
the
method
3D
is they're
printing.
taking cartilage from the body and then growing it?
No, they're just making the wood pulp, I guess. I don't know at this point.
Science confuses me.
Yeah, it's bathed in some kind of cell solution there. It says over time.
I asked in the wait before you continue on. I asked in the previous one, what happened to that 3D printed technology that they were doing with the human DNA? Like they were going to 3D print body parts, like noses and ears and stuff like that, with like the people's DNA that needed them. Like what happened to that technology? Did it just fizzle out? Did it go into the void as well? What happened?
Like I said, that was the Bill Gates, the 3D printed meat, which had reportedly recently been discovered to cause cancer and had some kind of human DNA in it. Now, that may be conspiracy theory or it may be conspiracy fact. So that could have been considered a form of cannibalism.
Either way, it sounds like they failed.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you eat it? I mean, honest to God, hell no. That's no.
Do we look like we have a death wish? Do I look like I know what a JPEG is?
Picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Over time, these colonize the structure and stiffen it up before it is surgically implanted. The technique can also be used to rebuild damaged ears. Dr. Jovic and colleague Professor Ian Whitaker, a chair of plastic surgery at the Swansea University Medical School, have presented their work to the British Association of Plastic, Reconstructive and Aesthetic Surgeons, which is supporting them. So too are the Royal College of Surgeons and the Scar Free Foundation, a charity. Professor Whitaker said, quote, generally, if we want to reconstruct cartilage in the face, we are facing a lengthy and complex operation which may be fraught with challenges. The exciting part of this research is that, turn the page, that we are taking 3D printing technology and marrying it with tissue engineering to create a biological tissue. This process increases personalization and creates a permanent solution via a process that is much less complex than traditional procedures. Does that seem less complex? It doesn't to me.
No.
Reducing operative hours and eliminating the need to manually carve the nose structure. Damn it, I did it twice. I don't know why I want to say.
She's turning into Aussie. Oh, no.
No, clear. H2O. Rehydrated. No, clear. Don't go into the water.
This material can form a perfect replica, which is plant-derived and structurally robust, end quote. Next steps are to check the material does not provoke an immune reaction, and the trial starts in animals.
So wait, how can it be simultaneously flexible, 10 times more flexible, and robust? It's a friggin', like, you're putting mulch on your nose.
Basically.
And expecting the body to react well to it?
I can't imagine.
I mean, they already have to pump you full of immunosuppressants so that you can adapt to having an organic organ transplant, the human. But if you have plants, there's no chance the body is going to accept that.
What if it sprouts?
Instead of snatching wigs, we're snatching noses.
Oh my god, if it
Oh my god, a
sprouts!
chia nose.
God.
Chia pet nose. Oh my god, that is a market.
I mean, this whole thing is a gimmick. They're
It
just
sounds like a
doing it
gimmick.
for the money.
It does sound like a gimmick. It really
Vegans-
does.
Being vegan is popular right now, so why not capitalize on it? Give us your money while being good for the environment, air quote.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
While
like,
simultaneously ruining the environment.
I have done the
Because
vegan
nobody
thing.
knows what the fuck they're doing.
Nobody knows shit about shit.
I've done the vegetarian thing in my past. I've done the vegan thing and became horribly nutritionally deplete. Now, granted, I was not taking supplements or anything, but it just did not work well with my body
Now, see,
at all.
I'm more opt to doing the vegetarian thing because at least with that you can still eat some animal byproducts.
Products.
I couldn't live without cheese.
You can eat
Or
cheese.
chicken.
You can eat cheese.
Vegans don't.
No,
No,
vegans-
vegan,
I
you
don't-
can't
I would-
have
no.
any.
I need my chicken too.
No, vegetarians can eat cheese.
Yeah, you can eat. So there's some of them that do that they
But
can
chicken.
eat cheese.
Actually, it's also kind of funny because vegetarians don't consider fish animals.
No, they don't.
So you can eat fish,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's technically meat. Because Catholics do it too on like Good Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not supposed to eat meat on Friday, but you can eat fish,
That's
which
where
is still meat.
that's the reason McDonald's still serves the filet of fish
Oh, yeah, the
sandwich
filet of
for
fish.
Friday.
Okay.
Mhm. They're tasty.
But what sense does that make?
I don't know. I don't know.
That does not make a lick of sense because it's fish meat.
I guess it's because
Is it because they don't bleed red like us? But they do.
They do.
They have blood.
I think it's because it's in a world different from our own because the ocean is so it's not understood
No.
at all.
I mean, what? We only have explored 10% of the ocean. No, I think it's 5% of the ocean, maybe.
We don't know what's
Someone
down
fact
there.
check that. You got the computer in front of you. You do that.
No, because
You
I'm
got
afraid to
phones,
mess
don't
with it
ya?
because I've
You
got the
got a phone,
OBS screen.
You got your phone.
You expect me
Oh,
to
yeah.
multitask like that? That is not how this works in my world. But I don't know. But all I know is that some of these people, there are some vitamins and nutrients that come only from animal products.
Yeah, and if they're taking supplements, then there's no guarantee that some of those supplements aren't derived from animals.
True.
Now, there are some people out there, though. This is kind of rare, but there are some people, though, that cannot process in the slightest, red meat
Right.
or any type of meat in general. So
Right.
they kind of do have to go on, a vegetarian diet.
True.
So
And we're not vegan bashing. Please understand that.
We're just saying we couldn't do it.
Right. It's just really weird as far as the
nah.
process with this.
Let's
What?
bash some of the vegans. Let's bash some of the vegans, because some of them really need to be shut the fuck up. Like that vegan teacher on TikTok, nah, she's a bitch. And Freely the Banana Girl. Seriously, some of those radical vegans really need to, sit the fuck down. Nobody gives a shit that you're vegan.
That's
Just
true.
don't try to force us.
Well, it's just one of those, whatever somebody does, don't try to force it on anybody
The
else.
thing about those people is they don't actually care about being vegan.
No, they don't.
They're trying to push their own idea. To hell with anybody who disagrees with them because they want the attention it gives.
Well, I can see that.
They're-
it.
If they truly believed in what they were doing, then you would try to get people on your side instead of demonizing anybody who would dare say anything against you, because that just means that the people who agree with you aren't going to speak up about it.
Why do they feel the need to convert people to their side?
Attention.
And I guess some of them, they have, this burning passion for, veganism. So it's, it literally... Well, first of all, it does screw up your mind.
Yeah.
It does. That is
It really
proven.
does.
So if you go for so long on that shit without supplements or
Mhm.
whatever, your mind's fucked up. So obviously they're going to be making some decisions that's not exactly the right choice. But,
Right.
But I think some of them in the beginning, they start like as good, and the more that they go on, it's like they become
It becomes a cult.
radicalized. Yeah, it's almost cultish.
Right. That's what I was trying to. I'll get you to watch that with me later. I
And
had
not
watched.
all vegans are like that.
I watched
It's just the
a
bad ones that give them the bad name, like the vegan teacher and Freely.
right.
It's because the bad ones are the ones with the loudest voice. The rest of them are just
Yeah.
trying to go about their day, and then the loudest people that are causing the disruptions are the ones that everybody else is like, we don't know them. We don't know them.
We don't claim.
Not all of us are like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I
don't claim 'em.
don't understand why some people feel the need to push their beliefs, views, actions, behaviors, whatever on other people. Just do what you're doing and leave everybody else alone to let them do what they're doing.
The problem is, and this is probably going to need to be in an entirely different video, but the problem is that society is so focused on attention and greed that it doesn't matter what anybody else wants. It's all about me, 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 me.
Well,
You do what I want or else.
right. And you've got people that are all too willing to follow. That was on I think it was an episode of Mysterious Universe about cults and how that has happened. And one of the basis of it was very much nutrition.
And it's also because people aren't willing to actually stand up and speak out because that means getting out of their comfort zone.
Well, they're
And getting
waiting.
out of their comfort zone is just that, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Nobody really wants to do it.
Well, that and along with social media and how toxic it is now, because people will just dogpile you, even if you're correct, but because people will just dogpile you.
No, you
Dogpile
become
for no fucking reason.
you become a heretic
Yeah.
to the cult.
You become a heretic, like, no matter, damned if you do. It's sort of like that damned if you do, damned if you don't
Right.
type of thing, you know?
Sure.
But I'm with like Doja Cat did this like little dig towards them in that meme song of hers called Moo.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, fucking vegans. I'm gonna go eat a burger.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the song.
Well, it's interesting because, like I said, you've got people that are wanting someone else to define them, and that they pick one very small, specific aspect of their lives, and that is how they define themselves. It's not, hello, my name is whatever.
It becomes their
It's,
whole ass
hello, my name is
personality.
whatever, and I am this.
It literally becomes their whole personality.
That's
Because
true
it
of
becomes-
veganism and lots of other things.
It's because they start out doing it for attention. They start out doing it not being sincere, and then it kind of becomes serious.
Sure.
And then it becomes a delusion.
And obsessive,
Yes,
absolutely.
and then it becomes obsessive, and then they just... It's that mentality of everyone must agree with me,
Mhm.
or you're wrong, and I will ruin you.
Sure. The reason I was doing a lot of the vegan things, that was for spiritual reasons, but it is remarkably cumbersome. And as far as no cheese, no honey, because that's an animal product, they say that as far as the animals were not asked to contribute.
But fish aren't considered animals, but bees are?
Oh, we're talking vegans, not vegetarians. Vegan,
Oh.
no animal products. You're not
Okay.
supposed to wear anything that is leather.
So then
Like I
why
said,
are
it's
you
very
allowed to
cumbersome.
wear, like, wool? Are you?
I don't know.
Oh no, with vegan. Nah, with
You
vegan.
can't wear
with
any-
veganism,
use
you
any
can't
animal
like
product.
use any animal product. Can't like consume any animal product whatsoever. So even if your makeup has like, so, some not anymore.
Not anymore, but it used to.
But some mascaras have oils that come from certain animals or whatever.
None of that.
Lipsticks, foundations. That's why most of them do become vegan. Well, they have that like bunny thing on them. That's usually
Oh,
the vegan.
and cruelty free and
Like-
not animal tested is what
Yeah.
you're talking
What
about.
kind of makeup would you be left with if you
None.
were not allowed to have any kind of animal product? Because
None.
even the animal-free products are still made from like beeswax.
Have you ever seen some of these people? They are not worried about their physical appearance. I have seen some of these people that they were supposedly nutritionalists, and they looked like they were ready to fall over. They looked like human skeletons.
I mean, I know neither of you are into like perfumes or whatever as much as I am, but like some like vintage perfumes, like they had musk in them, which comes from the muskrat or whatever, and they whipped those animals to get that scent. And so, like, since then, they have outlawed that, and they are using a synthetic musk, and it does not smell even where close to the original.
Well, I'm not for
But-
using animals in any way.
Oh, neither am I.
Even during the harvesting process.
Yeah, but there's just certain quality to products
Sure.
that you will not get if you use synthetic
That's true of
materials.
anything. Well, and it's just like we were talking about the original subject, which is this vegan nose. It's not going to be the same as if you had some kind of human, if they had harvested the person's cartilage.
It would be more likely to be less rejectable if they use just straight up plastic than wood or some plant material. It
Well,
would, seriously.
That's true. I mean, they're doing ass implants and cheek implants and all that stuff. So why not do a nose?
Technically plastic. I mean, in a way, it used to be, but now silicone is that type of silicone is completely different to like the plastic silicone.
Well, I feel like the plastic or the
Same for
synthetic materials would work fine as a prosthetic,
Right,
but not if you're putting it into the body.
right.
Because even people who get like breast implants, you see things like something goes wrong or the body starts to build to calcify around it, so you
Sure.
have to get it removed or it could cause really serious side effects to your health.
I mean,
Sure.
like,
Because it's foreign to the body.
like think of the people who get like metal implants or whatever of like even if it's like a screw in the shoulder or hell even piercings or whatever, the body rejects that metal sometimes.
Well, it does. It forms like it's not really a scar. I can't think of the name. What it is.
physically pushes some of those piercings
Right.
out.
Right.
Some of those screws out.
Callus is what I'm trying to think of. It does form sort of like a callus around it. Now, if you've got piercings, you kind of sort of want that if you ever intend to, take them out at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. As far as
Like with eyebrow piercing, seriously, most of the time, like people, that's why they fell out of favor because like they just fell out a lot of the time.
yeah,
Well, that's because there's no fat there. It's literally on top of bone, and the thin is very skin.
The
Skin?
The skin is very skin. The skin is very thin.
Yeah, the skin is very thin.
Word dyslexia.
it's okay. I do that quite often.
Words are hard. English very hard.
is what?
Uh,
English what is?
we
It's
speak
a
mountain.
conglomeration of every other language known to man.
Yeah, that's true.
We borrow from everyone.
Never heard of it. Don't know her.
Basically,
she
none
go
of it is
here?
our own.
She doesn't even go here. We watched Mean Girls while we were there.
Okay.
If y'all are wondering, I was at the psych ward. That's where I disappeared to.
He said that it was an educational opportunity.
It was not. I mean, in technical, it was for mental health reasons.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it was an educational opportunity.
yeah, it was educational, but it was basically a psych ward. It was a lower grade psych ward, but it was all right there for the most part.
you walked into voluntarily.
Yeah, I was in there voluntarily.
need to clarify that.
You know,
Yeah.
I forgot the fucking point of me saying that. I
I
literally
don't
was going
know.
to say that.
Didn't want to hear it out there.
Yeah, literally, I was going to say something. I had a point to that, and I just fucking lost it. Yeah, that one, I swear that one girl literally took my last brain cell along with her right when she walked out that door.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
But yeah, the plant-based nose doesn't sound like a good idea.
I don't think so either. I really don't.
Like, can you imagine how bad that would smell?
Oh, Mean Girls. That's what it was. That was my point. We watched Mean Girls while I was over there, and so again in Loser we're going shopping.
Okay. But can you imagine how bad that nose would smell after a while? Because it's not like the nose is a dry environment.
Well,
Especially wood. Like wood mildews.
It's mulch.
Yeah.
Mulch literally mildews after a while.
It does.
How would they cure it in a way that the body wouldn't reject it, even if they were suppressing the immune system?
Well, they were talking about it hardening at some point, sort of like an epoxy.
Yeah.
But
They said they would cure it. But how would they do that and still retain the flexibility that they were talking about earlier?
I don't know. You can't have it both ways.
Exactly.
But don't even certain epoxies break down after a while?
Oh, yeah. They can get very, they can crystallize, they can break.
Oh, I'm sure this is just another way for them to be like, you'll have to come back in X amount of years so that we can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, give us your money.
Yeah. Well,
So
they're
that you
doing
can
it
have a
every
nose.
day.
It's like, just buy a fucking prosthetic and stick it with spirit gum or something.
Yeah. They have some now.
It'll be
that,
cheaper and it'll last you longer.
That with
you know,
magnets.
Hell, at that point,
And it works well.
I'd be like that dude and just become a whole ass alien.
Yeah, you would be on extreme body modifications.
Yeah, at that point, seriously. I would just modify my body to the point that I would be completely unrecognizable like I was before.
Oh, there's lots of those. I have to look at those every day while I'm trying to find our stories. It's just incredible.
I love them. Because they're weird. They're weird.
They are, but you've got to
I love 'em.
wonder about, as far as attention seeking, is it a matter of accomplishment or is it a matter of being superficial?
I think it's a mix. For certain individuals, I think it depends on the individual.
Well, you know.
Case by case.
Yeah,
What's your
I guess it
opinion?
is case by case.
I was going to go off on a tangent, but it has nothing to do with the video, and you probably don't want to get into it right now.
No.
I tell you what. Well, look, what we'll do is have another cup of coffee that's just ADHD random.
Yes.
Oh, I will be complaining about the world we live in,
Okay, we can do that.
because I got many issues with it.
Well, we usually stay within the realms of the strange and the paranormal. We try not to get political.
Oh, I would say the world we live in is pretty strange.
Oh yeah,
And
that's a different type of strange.
Overly politicized.
Well, and you were
Tell me
started to say
about
the
it.
hive mind, but that goes back to the earlier discussion about the cultish behaviors. So yeah, be an individual. Final thoughts on the IKEA nose?
The furniture. The furniture knows.
Well, isn't it
Go to
basically?
IKEA.
Isn't it basically
light up
sawdust and glue? I mean,
Pretty much.
yeah,
Someone put an LED in one of the the tip
Oh
of
my
that.
god.
that would be
You could
hilarious.
be Rudolph.
Yeah, Rudolph.
It's like the other time we had made
You can make it
comments.
RGB. You can have rainbow
It fell
nose.
off with your gaming gear. Just gaming setup.
Wait, they also said they could do ears too, so
Yeah.
you could have RGB ears and your nose.
It
Yeah.
would go along with your headset, everything.
That's
Your
fine.
PC, your
Your-
keyboard, your mouse.
Your bedroom lights or your setup
That'd be
lights for
great.
whatever you're streaming
Those
with.
fucking LED strip lights along the ceiling.
It's the other take we had done. We were making jokes about woodpeckers and termites and carpenter ants and
Like,
wood boring bees. all
Not the
kinds of things.
bees.
Not the bees. Yeah, imagine if you're sleeping and bugs crawl up and make a nest in that nose of yours.
Yeah, you think you're safe, and then you wake up and you're like, "What the?" Oh God!
Oh, there's a spider.
You know, I really do hope that on certain levels this does work. It's not like we're wanting it to fail necessarily.
It's not
It's
that
just-
we're wanting it to fail. We just don't see how it's possible that it
Yeah.
could work.
Yeah, I mean,
But did they not see those people about the other grave alternative where they literally turned people into mulch?
oh,
Do they not remember that?
There was a story about that today that I had read where this mother had taken the last bit of compost that had been her son, and that she was shoveling him,
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's the video I watched.
and that was
To be
weird.
fair, any organic material makes great fertilizer.
Yeah, I mean, but that was the point. like their bodies was at that point fertilizer for like gardens
I don't
such
know.
for
I
like
think
their
there's
gardens or
it-
for them to plant a tree with and
yes,
something.
but it's
morally, it does, it's very
cheapens a
disturbing.
human.
Yeah, knowing that it was another human being, yeah, of course
Yeah.
that's gonna fuck with you. But
Yeah.
like, from a scientific standpoint, you can sit there and go, it's organic material. Sure, it'll make great fertilizer.
Well,
whatever.
Nobody else will have that mulch other
Right.
than the family.
Right, I get that, but I
You know?
think that we have so many practices right now that is cheapening the importance of human beings.
Well,
And
yeah,
this has
because
been
when you've
going on
got
a
human
long
beings that
time.
are identifying as non-humans,
Right.
it's like, I don't get it.
Well, it's the fact that they don't want to recognize that what a lot of us believe is that we are created by God in His image for His purposes, that we are not animals. We did not come from some, comet
I
as
don't
far
even
as the
think-
panspermia thing.
Yeah,
We
I
did
don't even
not
think that
come
crossed their
from
mind.
bacteria or fishes or whatever.
I think it's that they're trying to avoid responsibility and trying to create a world in which they have no responsibility.
Absolutely. I mean, if you say
That and it's also probably a severe mental disorder.
if you tell people they're nothing more than an animal, they will act like an animal. And we're seeing that today,
Yeah, I mean,
big time.
kids are already doing that. They're
Yeah.
wearing masks. They're starting to crawl on all fours and just barking at each other. It's like, I'm sorry. How do we think this is okay and that there's not something wrong with these people?
Well, it's
Like, I understand if they're just playing pretend,
we have a
but like when
weaponization
it
of
starts
mental
to get
illness.
serious,
I mean, after COVID happened, literal grown ass adults are going into stores and having like temper tantrums like toddlers.
Yeah.
oh my god.
And feel like it's okay. There's more.
It's the entitlement. It's like the
Right.
amount of Karens that you see.
Yeah.
The amount of entitled people
like they
who
just
expect the world to be handed to them so that they don't have to be uncomfortable or disagreed with.
And it's just, I don't know. Anyhow.
It's like, you are too damn old to be acting like this.
Like, you are 78. Act like a 78-year-old.
By that point, you've probably got some dementia setting in, so they may not be able to regulate their
It's
thoughts
not
and
the
behaviors
older
anymore.
people. It's our generation and your generation.
BB is a millennial, and Kid he's Gen Z.
I'm a
Zennial.
Mm-hmm.
Zoomer.
So, like,
I'm Gen X, so,
It's
For
this-
some reason, they do call us Zoomers.
I can understand that.
or Zennials.
Zennials, yeah.
Good God.
I mean, in technicality, I'm a Zennial because, I was... 90s kids are considered like Zennials, like the 90s millennials, or the 90s Zs.
Yeah, he was born
No.
in 99.
Like, from 96 to 99, those are Zillennials.
That's not how time works, but okay. I mean, like, I was born in 94.
No, we're still Zs.
And
but
they're
they
like,
call
yeah,
us
in the
millennials.
90s.
Right.
It's like, that's literally 2 years difference.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know who makes these
Who
rules.
who
It's
decided this?
not hard and
I
fast.
don't think they thought.
The media, the people over the news, they don't know their asses from the hole in the ground. They make up words all the time. Do you hear them on there? Nothing burger.
There's an agenda.
They literally use
on
that
this.
on there. Nothing burger.
There's an agenda
As
on
an
this.
actual professional thing. Nothing burger. Oh my god. Oh, I'll do the whole ass ASMR thing like.
Are you popping the mic again? Okay. I'm hoping that this one recorded correctly.
He
So-
kept grabbing the puffy part of the microphone, and I was
Yes.
like,
I'm just like
grab
the
the
wind
handle,
spray.
please.
It's the wind
You are
spray.
not a rapper that needs to spit into your microphone.
No, God, no. Anyhow, so those are your final thoughts on the vegan nose.
It's gonna fall off like Michael Jackson's nose. God rest his soul.
That's highly
Like
likely.
you said earlier, what if it sprouts?
Yeah.
Gia knows.
Yeah, you gonna
It
have
could
a
become
whole
a thing.
You gonna have a whole science project on your face?
Or molds. Mouse.
Nose batteries. Potato battery.
Possibly.
At least it
Possibly.
would be moisturized and you wouldn't have to water it, I guess.
Maybe it'd be like those
How long
air
would it take-
plants.
How long would it take that thing to dry out?
Can these people ever blow their nose again?
That's a good question.
Would
What
it
about
pop off?
splinters?
Would it pop off? What happens if you
I
sock
don't
someone in
know.
the
I
face?
don't
Would it
know.
just shatter?
No, they were saying that it's simultaneously very flexible,
Maybe,
but also very rigid or durable or whatever they want to call it.
maybe
What
it's
was
like
it?
small children that you have to use the little bulb syringe.
I think
Uh.
not. Nah. Have you ever? No,
have
those neti
questions.
pots. Nah, I
I
ain't
have
shoving
questions.
shit back up my
No,
nose.
no, it's not a neti pot. It's a bulb syringe that you have to use on small children if they have colds or something, and they can't blow their nose. Trust me, I had to use that on you lots.
That's the same damn thing as a neti pot.
No,
No,
it's not.
A neti
It's
pot you
not.
pour in through one side of your nose and it goes out the other.
Right.
A bulb syringe.
It is. It can be. Yeah, well, you
The
know,
bulb syringe, you push the air out, you stick it up the nose, and it draws out
It's a
whatever it is.
suctioning
It's
tool.
a suction tool. It's basically
that's
it's
true.
a toilet plunger for your nose.
Yes.
It's a nose plunger.
It really is.
Nose plunger.
So we're gonna go
Loves
ahead.
it.
We're gonna go ahead and end here, and we will do that ADHD random video in a couple of days, because that sounds we can talk about a lot of topics that we normally don't. If you've had experiences with paranormal or supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the link to the article will be in the description box, as will the email address.
Let me just mumble rap this shit real quick. Did you get it? No? Well, why the hell not?
I literally it left my brain there for a second, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Let me redo that. Let me rack through my brain and say it to myself into the microphone as close as I fucking can. Let me just eat this microphone while I'm at it. Let me just the whole damn thing.
Oh.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. How dare! How dare! You're the guest of honor. You're supposed to do that. That's what guests do.
You're the guest. You're the guest.
Yeah, you the guest of honor.
You didn't give me a fucking script, dude.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment.
Okay, I think they get it. Okay.
Yeah, do that. Do that. We
Maybe.
can cut it. We can cut that.
Baby, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll do the round table again soon.
All right.
We're across the room. There ain't no round table.
God. This is what happens when he has his own microphone, folks. This is why I had tried to keep him restrained for years.
Help me.
Anyhow, know
Yes,
that you're
I've had to fight him for this thing.
know that you all are loved, and Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. We'll have more hilarity, more ponderings, more all kinds of good stuff.
Sounds like a great
We'll see you
idea.
later. Bye.